Imagine this. You're in a casual conversation with someone and everything seems fine until they say something that completely changes your perspective about them. Maybe it's a desperate plea for attention, an unnecessary brag, or a negative comment about someone else. Words carry weight, and they can either elevate or diminish how people see you. This is where Sigma males stand out. Known for their independence, self-confidence, and mastery over their own lives, Sigmas have an innate ability to say just enough, avoiding common pitfalls that turn people off. In this video, we'll uncover 10 things Sigma males never say, because they know these statements can instantly ruin their image and push others away. These lessons are so practical, you'll see their relevance in everyday conversations. 1. Do you like me? Sigma males don't ask for validation, not from women, friends, or anyone. When someone says, "Do you like me?" it reveals a deep insecurity, as though their worth hinges on the other person's approval. While it might seem like a harmless question, it puts unnecessary pressure on the other person and showcases a lack of self-assuredness. Sigmas, however, have a different approach. They focus on being themselves, knowing that their authenticity will naturally attract the right people. Their mindset is simple. If someone likes them, great. If not, they're not going to lose sleep over it. Confidence is magnetic, and that's exactly what makes them so appealing. They don't need constant reassurance because they've already validated themselves internally. 2. My ex was crazy. Dragging your ex into a conversation, especially to badmouth them, immediately paints you in a negative light. When someone hears, "My ex was crazy," they're not thinking about how awful your ex was. They're wondering why you stayed in that relationship and whether you might be the problem. Sigma males know this and avoid discussing their exes. In a way that sounds bitter or dramatic, they focus on the present, keeping the conversation positive and forward-thinking. If the topic of a past relationship comes up, a Sigma keeps it brief and neutral, showing emotional maturity. This approach not only avoids unnecessary negativity, but also demonstrates that they've moved on, something that's far more attractive than dwelling on past drama. 3. I can't stand that guy. Complaining about other people, especially out of jealousy or frustration, is one of the quickest ways to come across as insecure. When someone says, "I can't stand that guy," it signals unresolved feelings, whether it's envy, intimidation, or bitterness. Sigma males simply don't waste their energy this way. They know that talking negatively about others doesn't make them look stronger. It makes them look petty. Instead, they practice indifference, focusing their time and energy on their own goals. This doesn't mean Sigmas never notice flaws in others. They just don't vocalize them unnecessarily. By refusing to engage in gossip or petty criticism, they project an unshakable sense of confidence and control that others can't help but respect. 4. I'm not good at that. It's okay to acknowledge areas where you're not the strongest, but framing it as, "I'm not good at that," repeatedly can make you seem like you're giving up before you've even tried. Sigma males understand this. Instead of broadcasting their weaknesses, they quietly work to improve themselves or focus on areas where they excel. If they're confronted with something unfamiliar, they don't frame it as a failure. Instead, they might say, "I haven't mastered that yet," or simply dive into the challenge without making excuses. This subtle shift in mindset turns them into people who take ownership of their abilities and their growth. It's not about pretending to be perfect, it's about embracing progress and potential over self-defeat. 5. You're the only reason I'm happy. While this might sound sweet on the surface, it's a deeply problematic statement. Putting all your happiness on another person's shoulders isn't just overwhelming, it's unhealthy. Sigma males avoid making others responsible for their emotional well-being because they understand that happiness is an internal state, not something dependent on external factors. They cultivate their own sense of fulfillment, making them self-reliant and emotionally balanced. This doesn't mean they don't value relationships. They simply approach them from a place of strength, not neediness. By showing they can stand on their own, Sigmas create partnerships that are built on mutual respect and growth, not emotional dependency. 6. What should I do? There's nothing wrong with seeking advice now and then, but constantly asking, "What should I do?" shows a lack of confidence and decisiveness. Sigma males don't outsource their decisions to others because they value autonomy above all else. They're willing to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from their experiences. When faced with uncertainty, a Sigma will reflect, weigh their options, and make a choice, not because they're always certain they're right, but because they trust themselves to handle whatever comes next. This decisiveness not only makes them stand out, but also builds trust in others. After all, people naturally gravitate toward those who take responsibility for their actions and decisions. 7. I have so much money. Boasting about wealth or status might get someone's attention, but not for the right reasons. Statements like, "I have so much money," come across as insecure, as if you're trying to compensate for something else. Sigma males understand that true value doesn't need to be announced. It's evident in how they carry themselves and the life they've built. They don't flaunt their success because they don't need external validation to feel accomplished. Instead, they let their actions, lifestyle, and quiet confidence do the talking. This understated approach not only makes them more intriguing, but also ensures that the people in their lives are there for genuine reasons, not material ones. 8. You should smile more. Few phrases are as universally disliked as, "You should smile more." It's dismissive, condescending, and implies that someone's value is tied to their appearance or mood. Sigma males don't make comments like this because they respect other people's autonomy. They understand that everyone has their own emotions, struggles, and reasons for how they present themselves. Instead of offering unsolicited advice, they focus on creating an environment where people feel comfortable being themselves. This respect for boundaries and individuality is a cornerstone of the Sigma mindset, and it's one of the reasons why they're so easy to connect with on a deeper level. 9. Why don't you text me first? Demanding or guilt-tripping someone into giving you attention, like saying, "Why don't you text me first?" is a surefire way to come across as needy or insecure. Sigma males don't chase validation. They understand that meaningful connections are built on mutual effort, not forced interactions. If someone isn't reciprocating their energy, Sigma doesn't beg for attention. They simply refocus their time on people or pursuits that do. This self-assured attitude not only sets them apart, but also makes others value their presence even more. After all, there's nothing more attractive than someone who knows their worth and doesn't rely on others to prove it. 10. I'm the best at. Bragging about your skills or achievements might seem like a way to impress, but it often comes across as arrogant and insecure. When someone says, "I'm the best at," they're essentially demanding admiration rather than earning it. Sigma males avoid this pitfall entirely. They let their actions and results speak for themselves, earning respect naturally instead of forcing it. By staying humble yet competent, Sigmas exude a quiet confidence that's far more powerful than any boast. People admire them not just for what they've achieved, but for the way they carry themselves, calm, composed, and undeniably capable.